General Finance, and this is in reference of purchasing of manhole cover fees. An ordinance on number 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, in reference to Livingston Avenue. Ordinances on first reading. Bond ordinance providing for various improvements to the water system in the City of New Brunswick for $21 million. Number 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick dealing with traffic, vehicles and traffic, and this is in reference to adding 3 parking zones and 1 parking space. Number 3, an ordinance to approve a long-term tax exemption and financial agreement between the City of New Brunswick and New Jersey Innovation Associates, urban renewal. Number 4, a bond ordinance providing for the water treatment plant improvement project and appropriating $36 million. We have resolutions 1 to 29, except number 26. Number 1, approve agenda amendment. Number 2, approve payroll. Number 3, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. Number 4, authorize application and acceptance and execution of grant for fiscal year 2023, Safe and Secure Communities Grant. Number 5, approve request for the use of city property requested by the New Brunswick Cultural Center. Number 6, approve request for street closing requested by Rocker Student Center and activities for Hot Dog Day 2023. Number 7, approve request for street closing requested by Rocker Student Centers and activities, and this is in reference to the started date of service, spring 2023. Number 8, authorize acceptance of donation with Parker Foundation. Number 9, approve a word of contract with Business and Governmental Issuance Agency, BGAI. This is a contract that is fair and open. Approve a word of contract for interpreters for the municipal court with Elsa Gonzalez doing business as exacto Spanish interpreters. Number 11, authorization for extension of agreement between the City of New Brunswick Senior Citizen Research Center and Parker Foundation. This is for the continuation of the Virtual Vitality Tablet Program. Number 12, approve a word of contract with Nearmap USA. Number 13, authorize professional service agreement with professional property appraisers. Number 14, approve amendment of resolution R112142 to change order number 1 with John Garcia Construction. Number 15, approve amendment of resolution 077108 with Underground Utilities Corporation. Number 16, approve amendment of resolution R012341. And the reason is to pay an additional amount of money with InSync Municipal System, doing business as First Bite Corporation. 17, authorized purchase by the Senior Citizen Research Center for a Chevrolet Malibu with options. Number 18, approve a word of contract with Absolute Fire Protection Company. Number 19, approve a word of contract with On-Site Fleet Service. 20, approve authorization to participate with the Borough of Highland Park. This is in reference to the fireworks, Sunday, July 2nd. Number 21, approve amendment of resolution R012329, and this is with South Electric. 22, approve a word of contract and authorization to rebid for 1 chemical powder activated carbon with several different companies. Number 23, approve place-to-place transfer, expansion of licensed premises of liquor license. This is in reference to the Express Factory Inc. 24, approve a word of contract with Associated Human Societies. Number 25, approve resolution to award 2 micro enterprise grant. Number 26 was pulled at the request of the applicant. Number 27, approve amendment of resolution 052123, and this is with Corp Tender Inc. Number 28, approve amendment of resolution R042219, and this is with Buyer Ford. Number 29, approve resolution for acceptance of long-term tax extension application for New Jersey Innovation Associates, urban renewal, and this is for the New Jersey Innovation Hub Rutgers Medical School, Rutgers Translational Research Facility. At this time, I would like Madam Clerk to roll call.
Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Here.
Councilmember Fleming is absent. Councilmember Gaskins. Here. Councilmember Sikora Ludwig. Here. Council Vice President Egan.
Here.
Council President Escobar.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act has been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board and posted in the back vestibule or City Hall, visible to the public through the windows in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Review.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, as we are starting the Black History Month, I would like us to take a moment to reflect on peace and how can we effectively work as individuals and collectively to address conflicts, promote justice and equality, and build mutual understanding and respect. Thank you.
Motion to accept the minutes?
Second. Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Sikora Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Madam Clerk, has the correspondence been directed to the appropriate departments?
Yes, Madam President. The correspondence received by the City Clerk's office was forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you. Before we start with the business at hand, I would like to take a moment to ask City Attorney T.K. Shami to remind us of the protocol that we must follow regarding participation at the council meetings. I believe it's important to be reminded to ensure that all of us are in the same page and understanding the process and what is expected while participating in our meetings. So I respectfully ask that everyone who wants to address the council or is here at the chambers to please follow the rules of order, to be respectful, to not interrupt whoever is talking, use appropriate language, treat everyone with dignity and respect. And I also ask you respectfully to avoid any personal attacks or engage in inappropriate behavior. If you choose to do so, we'll ask you respectfully to leave the room. And I will ask the Sergeant at Arms that we have present, which is Officer James, to escort you out. I just want to make sure that we are all in the same page and that we are in agreement with this in order to conduct the business of the city. So, Mr. Shannon?
Yes, Madam Council President, members of council, what the Council President just recited is consistent with the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, specifically Section 2.08.150, manner of addressing the council, and I'll read a section therefrom. Upon recognition by the chair, the person shall proceed to the floor and give his or her name and address in an audible tone of voice for the record. Statements are addressed to the presiding officer of the council and not to any member thereof. He or she shall limit his or her statement to 5 minutes unless further time is granted by the council. The subsequent section, RGO 2.08.160, enforcement of decorum. The President of the Council may request the Department of Police to designate a public officer, police officer, to serve as Sergeant at Arms at council meetings. He or she shall carry out all orders and instructions given by the presiding officer for the purpose of maintaining order and decorum at council meetings. I would also like to add, Madam Council President, members of council, that members of the public, likewise, members of the public who are city employees, obviously are free to speak at a public meeting. However, those city employees who may speak are also held to the same level of decorum and respect, especially when it comes to their coworkers or supervisors and their statements made here in a public setting. We in the city of New Brunswick hold our employees to a high standard of good conduct and respectability, because they represent us as employees of the city of New Brunswick. So I think it should be placed on the record that city employees who conduct themselves in such a way as to bring discredit to the city can be written up for insubordination. So those things need to be placed upon the record here in this public forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shannon. At this time, we're going to hold a public hearing. We have a distant waiver application for the Stretch Factory, Inc., expansion of liquor license premises. Liquor license number 1214-33003-007. Mr. Shannon will give us a brief description of the distance waiver for the Stretch Factory, Inc., expansion of liquor license premises.
Thank you, Madam Council President, members of council, members of the public. The time is upon us for a public hearing or public comment when it comes to D on our agenda, distance waiver application for the Stress Factory, Inc., expansion of liquor license premises, liquor license number 1214-33-003-007. Pursuant to the ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, when a liquor license establishment seeks to take occupancy of an establishment that is within 100 or a location within 250 feet of another licensed establishment, there is a procedure whereby that particular applicant must apply for a waiver. With respect to this particular matter, I could report to the council that the appropriate waiver application has been filed, has been accepted by the city clerk, with the required fees have been paid. That is in conjunction with this particular expansion of the license. And I will state for the record that the Stress Factory, Inc. is seeking to expand its licensed premises from its current location, which is 9092 Church Street, to 94 Church Street. Now, 94 Church Street is the location of the former Panico's Pizza, which was a licensed establishment in that location for several years. That particular license, as the council may recall, was transferred in pocket at a prior meeting in connection with the sale of that particular license by the current owner. So technically, the licensed location no longer exists at 94, but this particular application seeks to have it expanded, the license that's currently under the Stress Factory name, from 9092 Church to 94 Church. For purposes of the record also, it's proposed that the applicant will run a bona fide restaurant as is required under the ordinance and under the requirement for a waiver application. I will note that Ms. Lisa Barada, attorney for the applicant, is here along with the principal of the applicant, Mr. Brand. I think if there's any questions by council regarding this particular hearing or the transfer in general, they're more than capable to answer those in detail. But at this time, Council President, I would ask that you call for any comment with respect to this particular waiver application.
Thank you, Mr. Shami. Before I ask for the public comment, any members of the council would like to express any opinions or anything about this?
I'd just like to know if there's any access between the Panico's and the Stress Factory. Is there going to be an opening, or is there already an opening, or?
If you could come to the microphone, please. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm deaf, so I think I heard your question. You want to know if there's a common access between the two?
Right.
There is a common access between the two. Our courtyard abuts that building that we're expanding into, and that's the access between both buildings.
Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else from the council? Any questions? Okay, thank you. You may take a seat. We're going to take now comments from the public, and now we will open the public comment portion of the meeting on the distant waiver application for the Stretch Factory. Anybody who wishes to talk about this will have 5 minutes, one time up. So if any members of the public wishes to speak on this, please approach the council.
Move the application. Move the application.
Roll call.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes.
So with respect to that particular vote, just for the benefit of the public and the council, the waiver application has been granted. The transfer or expansion will be on consent agenda as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have ordinance for discussion on second reading. We have ordinance number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 3, Revenue and Finance, Chapter 3.28, fee schedule at a new section 328.045. This is for the purchase of manhole cover fees. At this time, if there's anybody from the public who wishes to address the council on this ordinance only, please, you have 5 minutes. Name and address.
Good evening, Council. Charlie Craddock, Brunswick, New Brunswick today. I'd like to ask who's going to be impacted by this ordinance? Who is the fee intended to be paid by?
Mr. Valenti.
Good evening, Madam Council President. This is a mechanism that we are placing in the ordinance to allow us to sell manhole covers to contractors who may have large projects that will require them to put manhole covers in place for, for example, large developments. These are pre-stamped City of New Brunswick, both sanitary and storm sewer, and they take 15 or 16 weeks once you order them. So it's really convenient for us. We don't have to chase these guys 5 months after the project's done and make sure they switch out the manhole covers. This way we can get them the manhole covers up front. It's a pass-through at cost, and simply the convenience that we can hold inventory and make sure that that happens on our roads.
Thank you, Mr. Valenti.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is it would be developers of larger projects that have, you know, sewer system in turn.
Mr. Valenti, that's one, is that?
In some cases, the large developments require the addition to a manhole in the street that may require a manhole frame to cover. We just want to make sure that those that are the cities are properly labeled.
I just want to ask how much these cost the city.
Do you have them, how much are they?
I believe they're $198.50 per cover. I think we made it convenient around it. It's $200 just to make it easy.
Thank you, Mr. Valenti.
I'm sure some developers could afford a little more, but thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you. Any other member of the public wishes to address the council?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. We have an ordinance number 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping, Standing, or Parking, Section 10.16 to 10, Schedule 38, Time Limit, Parking Areas, Houston Avenue. Any questions from the council on this particular ordinance? Now, any members of the public wishes to address the council on this ordinance only?
Hi, yes, Danielle Moore, Somerset Street. Would you please tell me, and I'll get to the reason why, even though I know the answer, but would you please tell me what are these signs basically for when it says no standing, no stopping? And please, one reason why I want you to just tell me, what is this for, these signs for?
You're specifically for this ordinance on Livingston Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Valenti, can you answer that?
This is specifically to the loading area directly in front of the the New Brunswick PAC. Currently, it has a 30-minute time limit. At the request of folks from the PAC, they asked us to reduce that time limit. They felt that was getting abused. And it was hard to get people to get through, timely to use the loading and then leave. So they asked us to reduce the time frame, and that's the result of what you have in front of you.
Thank you.
And so my purpose really, like I said, really for asking for, due to where this is an ordinance, just like you have plenty of signs, no stopping or standing. So what, when the person breaks the law, what they're not doing, what is the police department to ticket or parking authority to ticket?
So, Ms. Danielle, since that's not part of the ordinance, you could ask that at the public section.
But it's part of what I'm saying. What is the purpose for? My purpose is saying due to where you're putting up these signs or people, it's not like, wow, you're putting these signs up. Oh, everybody's gonna respect these signs. Oh, just because they're up. And like I said, due to where I'm seeing plenty of things going on, just because, like I said, signs is up. Are people following the orders or not? So I find that I don't see why it's not, I would have to wait till public. Like I said, if you're in this area, you do park, what, a police car comes by, what, are they allowed to ticket or what?
But it's enforceable if it's in the ordinance. So. Yes, it's enforceable if it's in the ordinance.
Well, please, like I said, with plenty of these things that the city council is putting through, please, I advise that, what New Brunswick Police Department or the parking authority start doing their jobs and making sure, because honestly, I say it's a waste of time due to where you're putting up something and no one's respecting.
Thank you, Ms. Danielle.
Thank you.
Any other member of the public? Haven't seen none?
Move the ordinance?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda. Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Now we have ordinances on first reading. We have 4. Just a reminder, this is just on first reading. There will be no discussions on this. Number 1 is a bond ordinance providing for various improvements to the water system by and in the city of New Brunswick, in the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, appropriating $21 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 21 million bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof.
Move the ordinance, setting down February 15th, same date to be advertised.
Second. Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Ordinance number 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, Handicap Parking, Section 10.20.01, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, and Schedule 40, Parking Spaces for Handicapped Persons. This is to add 3 parking zones for handicapped persons at 66 Paul's Boulevard, 115 Siemens Street, and 261 Paul Robinson Boulevard, and 1 parking space for handicapped persons at 123 Joyce Cooper Avenue.
Move the ordinance, setting down Wednesday, February 15th, same date to be advertised.
Second. Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Ordinance number 3, an ordinance to approve a long-term tax exemption and financial agreement between the City of New Brunswick and New Jersey Innovation Associates, Urban Renewals, LLC. This is in reference to the New Jersey Innovation Hub, Rutgers Medical School, and Rutgers Translational Research Facility.
Move the ordinance, setting down Wednesday, February 15th, same date to be advertised.
Second. Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Abstain?
Duly noted. Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. And ordinance number 4, a bond ordinance providing for the water treatment plant improvement project in and by the City of New Brunswick in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $36 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 36 million bonds of notes of the city to finance the cost thereof.
Move the ordinance, setting down Wednesday, February 15th, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. Now we're moving into the resolutions. We have resolutions 1 to 29, except number 26. At this time, we are preparing to open the meeting to public comment on the resolutions only. You have up to 5 minutes per person, one time off. And before I ask the members of the public to come and talk in the microphones about the resolutions, I would like to ask any of my colleagues if they have any questions or any comments related to the resolutions they're for.
I'd like to speak on Resolution 29. The pilot programs are useful to encourage development that is otherwise financially infeasible. The first phase of this project is approximately 572,000 square foot with an investment of over $731 million, including infrastructure improvement, revitalization of property in need of redevelopment, promotion of economic viability throughout the area, creation of 1,000 construction jobs through the trades, creation of 2,000 plus full and part-time jobs upon completion, and no burden on the school system, only future windfall. This particular agreement is for 30 years with a payment schedule commencing at $1.4 million and increasing 10% every 5 years. Keep in mind, 95% of that goes directly to the city, with only 5% during that period going to the county. We cannot move forward if we do not look ahead. I believe it is irresponsible and short-sighted to be consumed by present-day gains without carefully balancing them against future goals. Those are the only comments I have on the resolutions.
Thank you. Anybody else from the council? Okay, now, members of the public, you may approach the council in reference
I
to
know
the
you were here
resolution.
first.
You have 5 minutes.
Okay. Hi, yes, Danielle Moore, Somerset Street again. Okay, can you tell me number 4? We're a safe and secure community grant?
What is your question, Ms. Danielle?
How is this gonna make, what type of safety, how is it gonna make it safe? Well, what is this for?
This grant, we have been applying for many, many years. I think definitely the director is here, right? Oh, there you are. If you would just give it usually it's utilized to supplement some salaries, but the director?
Yeah, the Safe and Secure Grant is a grant that we received for at least the last 20 years, if not more. It's just a grant that supplements the salaries of 1 or 2 officers. No one is specific, it just supplements every year, a recurring grant.
And it's under the safe and secure communities because this is related, correct me if I'm mistaken, Deputy Director, related to those, the programs that we have for great and there, that they're in the community and all the community activities that the police does.
Well, honestly, but my main reason was asking due to where, I know New Brunswick isn't safe anymore. I'm pretty sure some of you saw a question about 2 weeks ago, where's the safest area in New Brunswick? And then when they said only Ruckert Village, due to where, and then after seeing, wow, I surely, like I said, 46 years living here, wow, where we done had, out of the past 30 days, 13 aggravated assaults, 46 burglary, 39 simple assault. Where? 85% of all of it is where you plan to build the school on Jersey Avenue?
Ms. Danielle, we're sticking to the resolution at this point.
Well, like I said, due to where it's, I feel, whatever you're getting, due to where I don't think it's going towards to make New Brunswick safe at all. So please, I hope the police department does start doing better, because it's not safe.
Thank you, Ms. Danielle. Anything
Then
else?
my question was due to where, with 11, that's dial-a-ride. If anyone is here able to answer, is this, I know it used to be only New Brunswick, transportation through New Brunswick, but has it changed due to where they do out of New Brunswick transfers now?
Sport.
Good evening, Council President. Excuse me, this is a continuation of a donation of a grant from Parker, and it's to provide transportation services through the Dial-A-Ride Department, as well as our virtual vitality program at the New Brunswick Senior Center.
So like, my question is, so is only the transportation in New Brunswick only?
This is for the seniors?
Yes,
For
for
the
this-
staff of the senior center, yes.
Okay, thank you. And then due to where I see with 27 and 28, I see funds of money going to garbage trucks and then parks and shade trees due to where, wow, still short on staff with the Parks Department due to where what I see, it's good that to see that you're putting trees up, but due to where I feel you don't have enough workers to, even keep up with the trees that the cities have, due to where, you walk down the streets due to where, you got to keep ducking down, where, come on, if you're gonna put up more trees, please make it safe with the trees that you already have, due to where I mentioned this last year about trimming things. So please, I hope before you jump to one thing, you fix the problem with the other situation first.
Ms. Danielle, are you referring to which? Because
27.
27 is to purchase a garbage truck. It has nothing to do with the trees. It says for the division of parks and shade trees.
Well, like I said, due to where it's based on equipment, where I see parks and shade trees, it's a garbage truck in the division, but like I said, either way, like I said, why are you putting money into the things due to where, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Wow, fix your situation first and then jump to, go to this. Like I said, I still haven't heard any good news, all the money going to equipment. What about the workers?
Thank you, Ms. Danielle. Anything else?
I have to say that I think I didn't get a chance to read the last one, but I think I'm good. I'll let Mr. Crowder go. Thank you.
Good evening, Charlie Prattville. Number 9, the insurance contracts. Can you tell me how many other bids were there received?
Mr. Glover?
Council President, there were 2 bids, only 1 qualified.
One was disqualified, and then this one was the only
Yes,
remaining bid.
correct.
Thank you. Moving to the final page, next to the final page. The garbage truck is for the Division of Parks and Shade Tree. I know Danielle just mentioned this. How many garbage trucks does that division have, and how many does sanitation have?
Mr. Valenti?
Specifically, this resolution is to approve the final funding for us to replace the existing, what we call pup truck. It's a small garbage truck that's specific to parks, and they go every day and they collect all the garbage from all the parks in this small truck. The existing truck was recycled to parks from Public Works. I think it's a model year 2004. We've been putting a lot of money to keep that running. This is to replace that truck. It is in desperate need of replacement.
Thank you, Mr. Valenti.
Thank you. So it is a different model and it's a different purpose. Number 29, the tax exemption. I have to push back a little bit on what the councilperson said. I think there are some infrastructure improvements associated with this project, and taxpayers are funding almost all of them. The utility work, the redoing of the intersection, that's all tax money that's doing that. So the limited liability company that's applying to you to get a huge discount on their taxes for 30 years probably doesn't need it. We've already done a lot to facilitate this project as the taxpayers, as the citizens of New Brunswick, and they should pay nothing less than full taxes on one of the most valuable pieces of property in the city. So your resolution tonight is not approving the tax exemption, it's just agreeing to consider it. And so I'd like to ask, how will the council be considering this? What factors are you going to weigh, and what information do you require?
Mr. Shannon?
Yeah, I just want to clarify one thing. The resolution is to accept the application
It's not
for it. This is not doing anything else tonight. Everything else, the ordinance for first reading was tonight, and we'll be discussing it for second reading. This is only the application tonight.
So it's not part of one.
I was just giving a general overview of
Right.
the points I thought were important in the consideration when I gave my statement before.
Right. And Madam Council President, the resolution itself says the City Council agrees to consider a financial agreement to be adopted by ordinance. What factors are you going to consider in evaluating that?
What are you looking at, Mr.?
The resolution.
No, it doesn't say that. The
It
resolution
doesn't.
says.
The last
approve
resolution, it's on the back. The fourth paragraph. Be it resolved that the City Council agrees to consider a financial agreement to be adopted by ordinance. So this is what you're
I
passing.
was thrown away like,
Right.
Mr. Shannon,
Yes,
is that,
if I may,
yes.
the resolution merely, as Councilwoman Ludwig indicated, is merely a resolution to accept the application, to consider the financial agreement in the terms that are proposed. The ordinance, which will be on second reading at our next meeting of February 15th, there will be that opportunity for the council to consider the terms of the financial agreement, the pilot, and if the council so chooses, can adopt that ordinance on second reading for purposes of granting that particular pilot. Nothing is decided, if you will, by the adoption of the resolution. The resolution is just a statutory prerequisite to the ultimate ordinance.
Thank you.
And will the public be able to see the terms?
Mr. Chairman, is that part of the council?
We'll discuss the terms at the second reading. The financial agreement, as they all are in draft form, so that's not going to be operable or available for public.
Right.
Certainly
Top
the
secret.
details of it. In fact, all the financial agreements, quite frankly, are pretty standard form. It's just the terms that change and the location of the property.
Then why are you keeping it a secret?
Hey, Mr. Carnival, Mr.
It's not a finalized document.
It's just, he said that the terms are going to be considered at the next meeting. I'm sorry, I have limited time, so that's why I'm
Yes.
pushing
Like I
ahead.
said, as I said in the beginning, there's no interrupt each other.
I apologize, but was the clock running while he was talking? Because if it was, then I have to be able to reclaim my time. And I should have said I'm reclaiming my time, but apparently it was running, so can you give me an extra minute with your discretion, Chair?
If you let me talk, then we could communicate, right? Again, do not interrupt, and when you're asking a question, you expect an answer, right? So he was trying to give you an answer, and you just interrupted. I'm just going to give you a minute to finish your statement of what is it that you want to go ahead.
So yeah, what he said was that the council will consider the terms of the agreement at the next meeting, and I encourage members of the public who are concerned about the rising cost of living and the corporate welfare that the administration's been giving to developers to come out at this next hearing on February 15th and speak at this microphone about it and ask questions. And I hope that the terms of the agreement will be available to the public, because it's insane to expect us to be able to make informed commentary on something that is top secret and we can't see. Mr. Shammy said they're just basic documents that I don't see any reason you can't share them with the public. So I hope that the financial agreement, the application in full will be made available, and I hope that the council will read it in full and read every resolution that comes before you in full. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishes to address the council on the resolutions? Having none?
Move the resolution.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig.
Yes.
Council Vice President Egan.
Yes.
Council President Escobar.
Yes. So before we go into the public comment portion of the meeting, let me just remind you what I said, right? Some of you came in later. If you wish to address this council, there's only 3 things that I'm asking you. To follow the rules of order, to be respectful, to not interrupt others, use appropriate language, treat everyone with dignity and respect, and avoid any personal attacks or engage in inappropriate behavior. If you choose to do so, I'm going to respectfully ask you to refrain yourself from doing so. If you choose to continue doing it, I will be asking our Sergeant at Arms, Officer James, to escort you out of the meeting. At this time, I would ask Deputy Director Miller to give an update on some of the questions that were posed at the last meeting.
With all due respect, ma'am, I emailed you stuff, and I don't have a copy of what I emailed you.
You told me you were ready to talk about it.
I assumed, it was addressed to you, I assumed you were going to take it. If you want, I can go to my office and get it, and I'll bring it back over.
I don't remember, but how about if can we send that information to Mr. Credible
Sure.
tomorrow? Please, in the morning, because he was the one, he said that I maybe miscommunication, I thought that he was ready to answer, but Mr. Credible, you will be, some of the questions that you posed the last time, they have been ones that, I'm not asking you to talk, I'm talking, you're not going to talk right now, I'm just letting you know. Some of the questions that you have posed, you have asked before, those are recurrent questions about the city crime map. I do ask that question. Deputy Director Miller said that he checked, the crime map data is correct, is working. We just need to remember that sometimes that information is not in real time, so it might take longer to populate into the climate, into the data might take longer to populate. The other question you were asking about some of the situations in Joyce Kimber Avenue, some of those incidents. I'm not going to try to remember everything, so I will make sure that tomorrow morning, if he doesn't do it, I will do it. I will send you the information, the response that I received. Oh,
I'll email them as soon as the meeting's over. and I can
Okay.
follow up.
Thank you.
I have it on my desk.
And I apologize for that, for not having, it was a miscommunication. Okay?
What about my
So,
question?
excuse me.
Yeah.
You were asking, it's part of the situation that in the meeting, you will see in the email some of the
No, you
responses.
said that you would give me an answer here, please. Why are you hiding everything from the public? Why? I see you.
Miss Danielle,
Wow.
listen to me, you're gonna have a chance. I asked the questions, I thought that he was, and I don't want to inform you or say something that I didn't out of my memory. So I appreciate that you bear with me. And I apologize that it was a miscommunication, okay? So, I just wanted, before we start with the public portion part of the meeting, I just want to make sure, last week was a hard week for our city. I received a lot of calls from parents concerned about an incident that happened. So I'm just going to make a brief statement on it. Like I said, I received various calls from parents regarding the recent incident that occurred in our school, in our community at the high school. I am deeply troubled by this incident where a 29-year-old woman posed as a high school student. This behavior is unacceptable and undermines the trust placed in our educational institutions. I really understand, and I assure you, I understand the concerns of the parents and the community, and I assure you that the Board of Education and the administration is taking this matter seriously. I extend my support to the students, the staff, and the administration, and trust that the school administration and the Board of Education is taking the necessary steps to evaluate this incident in order to prevent any similar incidents from happening in the future. The council will not make any further comments as this matters to the open investigation with the New Brunswick Police Department, and also that this incident falls into the jurisdiction of the Board of Education. Lastly, I just want to say, as somebody who works with our youth, I've been working with youth in this community for over 20 years. We work very hard, and we believe, and we encourage our youth to advocate for themselves and to have a voice. And we provide them with the tools, the resources, and opportunities to express their opinions, as well as giving them the confidence and skills to take action. And we do this because that's the way to create the future leaders of our city, as well as to empower them to create positive change in the community. And for that reason, I must acknowledge the students who attended the Board of Education to voice their concerns. And it is my hope that as they were informed of the protocol to speak, how to speak at the meeting, what they need to do, that they do go back and continue advocating in a positive manner. New Brunswick High School is their home, away from home. New Brunswick High School is their school, and New Brunswick is their community. So at this time, before I go into the public portion, any member of the council wishes to address it, say something?
Madam President, I would just like to also recognize the young junior that came on our last meeting who spoke about issues, and want to say that we welcome and appreciate his comments here as well as at the Board of Education. So I commend him, and I got a chance to talk to him unofficially after the meeting, but I wanted to officially state that I commend him for being brave and being able to speak his mind, which is completely his right.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I just want to remind everybody that the Pan-African flag raising ceremony is this Saturday at 9:30 over at the county building. And one of the honorees is our very own Councilwoman Gaskins, so I would like to congratulate her. I do hope everybody can come out for that.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any other member of the council wishes to address? Anything?
Just shortly, I know the council president said it earlier, but this is the start of Black History Month, and we know that Black history can't be relegated to any just one month, but this is a special month when we do celebrate and recognize the contributions of Black Americans. Black history is American history.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we are prepared to open the meeting for public comment, for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any members of the public who wish to speak to the public comment portion of the meeting, please approach the council, state your name and address.
Yeah, I'll say what this.
Hi, Danielle Moore. Right now, really, I'm very disappointed in you, President, due to where, like I said, wow, my question didn't get answered. But like I said, maybe does it take one of you to be a victim to really look into what I said? And I asked you, and now you say you don't remember. I asked you. No, and it shouldn't be hidden from the public. I asked you, anybody illegally or undocumented, are they able to be arrested or not? And like I said, seeing that gentleman that killed that girl on Saddam Street, undocumented, driving under the influence, what, driving with no license, what, just because he wasn't black, he was released and you didn't give me a response? Please, I'm very disappointed in all you, like I said, racism. Sure, this is Black History Month, and like I said, nothing but a bunch of racists who covers New Brunswick. I will say to everyone, due to where, wow, I'm very shocked with PSE&G bill company, due to where I thought it was just me until so many people shared when I said about the Puerto Rican Action Board, due to where, wow, the price of gas, where I'm the only one in the house, my bill is $264 for 1 month. Wow, outrageous. Prayers for everyone who needs helping hand, and pray that the Puerto Rican Action Board can help. Wow, that was, for instance, hit and run, same night after the last meeting, right in front of the pub. Wow, hit and run, but like I said, I guess hit and run is only illegal if you're black with New Brunswick Police Department. I asked the girl, do you want me to call the police? No, I can't call the police. I don't even have a driver's license, but I guess driving with no license is illegal only for black with New Brunswick. Wow, sometimes I say, let me stay home. I don't want to run into nothing. Well, people dumping garbage on property over there. Police over there come the man telling me, excuse me, oh, shut up and suck my dick, blah, blah, blah. The police there, I didn't see him. Then he made him go get the garbage and told him in Spanish to put it somewhere. So I guess dumping garbage illegally only if you're black? Like I said, New Brunswick Police Department run by 3 races. And like I said, one thing, I'm not ashamed to say, like I said, 46 years, but wow, when your own officers tell me, wow, I said one day due to where after that last summer, I said, I'm shaking my head about your racist boss. The answer that I get, I know, Lord, I'm telling the truth. Which one? If I'm lying, the Lord may strike me down right now. What the racist that's going to some of these officers, like I said, are good, but when you run by, like I said, are racist, but like I said, you will all have your day. Everything I said, like I said, wow, 39 simple assault, 46 burglary, 13 aggravated assault. Where is it? French Street, Jersey Avenue. Now, if it was black with Remsen Avenue, you would have the police over there like crazy. You got the signs up, and that's why I was talking about Livingston Avenue, it said no standing, no loitering. New Brunswick Police Department wants to charge Walgreens $100 an hour. Where you keep walking in the store stealing, nothing to be done. Why? Because they're not black. And like I said, I thank Councilmember Anderson, Councilmember Ludwig, proving due to where, like I said, plenty of times you telling me that I can't do something. Wow, you need to tell New Brunswick Police Department to do their damn job and stop judging people by the color of their skin. And New Brunswick will be a better place. But like I said, I see most of you due to where you hate to see the truth. And I'm speaking from my heart, a black resident in 46 years. Wow, is racism getting better in New Brunswick? No, it's getting worse, and I tell you, it's going to get worse, but this has been going on since 2017. Like I said, and I really want to know why do these people keep getting released? Murder, the stabbing, assaults, why? Because they're undocumented. Why do they have to keep getting released? Come on. I hate to say it, but wow, it's going to take one of you to be a victim to really listen to me, just like I kept saying, it's going to take too long for Rutgers Village for an ambulance to get. 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks ago, dad died out there with a motor vehicle crash due to where an ambulance took so long to get out there, doing CPR. Condolences to his family. Like I said, I see things for a reason, but wow, do any of you really listen? No, you do not. Like I said, it's gonna take you to be a victim to understand. I'm very disappointed with all of you when it comes to the safety of New Brunswick, because believe me, I'm not gonna say the two of you, new ones, I'm not taking this towards you, but like I said, you're just a bunch of racist supporters.
Anybody else wishes to address the council?
If you want to go, like I said, somebody might have to translate for him.
Just have to please
Well,
take your name.
I have his point. I'll just deal with his Carlos's stuff first. We sent in, he applied for a handicap parking spot.
He needs translation?
No, he doesn't speak for it.
Oh, no, I thought I needed somebody to talk, to translate for him.
Would you like to speak? No.
And what is?
This guy can barely even stand on his own.
No.
And
I was asking because if he needs a translation into Spanish, I could do it for him.
I
That's
can
what
tell.
I was asking. Yeah.
That is not necessary. He just simply applied for a handicap parking spot. He lives at 11 Laurel Place and was denied last year.
Laura Place, and what is his name? Carlos?
Carlos, yes.
And last name?
What's your last name?
Lapola, L-A-P-O-L-A.
Lapola. And I have a handicap spot at number 4, which was given to me because there's no house there. There's no number 3. Simple, easy to figure this out. And after the hotel at number 13, there's like 20 spots that could easily be his. And it's just that simple. And anything else for you?
What happened when he applied?
And just so you know, my handicap spot is seven houses away from my house. He's not allowed to park anywhere near his house. But at the moment, we currently have a disaster on our street where they're parking farm equipment and trailers right where we would like to park, but we're denied access. I have a garage in my backyard that I'm not allowed access to, where some idiot almost hit me after I had surgery a week ago, coming off my own property. Because these guys are running reckless all over my street.
One question, if I may, Mr. Carlos, what happened when you applied? Were you denied the permit? Did you get a response on that?
They denied him. They sent him, they returned your boleto? Yeah, they sent him back his check. But, I mean, the study is
You don't
simple.
know why?
That's I not right.
I do, but I can't say it here.
I want drive.
Okay, so can we, Mr. Bruce, are we able to please follow up on this and see what happened?
Where was this?
I mean,
Place. Laura Place.
my spot is in, where there's no house at number 4. There's also no number 3, directly across from mine. And there's plenty of spaces. The backyards of Brookside, there's, after the guy's garage that has 10 cars parked in front of his house, all those spots are available for him to have it put. There's no need to say to anybody.
I just asked the business administrator to follow up on his application and what happened.
I mean, they came to mark, they actually, there's unbelievably a complaint about me parking 1 inch out of my parking spot that I was told about. My spot was shorted a foot by the guy who measured it. It's supposed to be 23 feet long, it's 22 feet long, and unbelievably phone calls are coming in about this. But let's move on to something real. There's, the other day, I was moving my own refrigerator. I had 2 surgeries in the last week. These idiots came up and parked in front of my house illegally where I want my spot.
You're referring to other people who are these people that you...
Oh, this construction company that's destroying my life right now. And I was trying to move my own refrigerator. I had the doors in my car, my handicap spots up the street. I put the refrigerator out. Truck pulled up and blocked my access for putting it in my car, so I had to wait. One of your gentlemen drove by and decided to give me a ticket for trying to move my refrigerator, and I prefer my landlord not even find out about this, but that's just ridiculous. Inside the refrigerator, by the guy that pulled up, went some of their debris, some coffees, and the bumper that got ripped off because there's no police guarding my road right now, on the telephone pole in front of my house. Got ripped off a van that got squeezed, as always happens, in front of my house. So that was thrown into my refrigerator also, which will probably be in this picture. But it's so dangerous on my street right now, and why the police are not being paid, auxiliary police, to be there guarding us. The sidewalk is busted, whether I go out of my house to the left or the right now, and I'm in the cast in 2 spots. And all they have to do, they have millions of dollars worth of equipment. They can't be bothered to go to the Home Depot and buy a piece of plywood to put over the goddamn sidewalk. Which, you know, I had a company. I rebuilt the shore after the hurricane. I busted many a sidewalk. You just put plywood over it. Cuidado. And this is just nonsense.
Okay, we will follow up on some of the concerns. Mr. Contreras?
I'm just going to ask if Mr. Goldberg can get your information so that I can follow up with you in the morning, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And the gentleman as well, Mr. Carlos.
Sure.
Thank you.
And as far as Pierre Shadid's input into tonight's
I'm going to give you a
events.
few minutes because your time is up, but go ahead and finish your
Okay. This man set out into this world and had a pretty difficult life to get to where he is. He did not want the world's largest toilet in his parking lot as a prize. His brother can't even go to work. He's got to stay home and guard his property from these trespassers. They had their toilet delivered a week after they started work. They're illegally dumping their own waste behind his shed for a week.
So all that information, give it to Mr. Goldberg, and we'll make sure that we follow up with inspections and any other department that is.
And this union guy is telling me he's running me over on my own property, that it's an easement, he's allowed to park there. All we want to do, we want to stone that land so we can access our 2-car garage, and we agree to take care of the easement property for the rest of our lives, which is a burden to you. It never gets done. I always have to call to complain to get it done. And it makes no sense not to have permeable stone. I'd be able to park right next to my house.
So we will follow and try to help you as much as we can, okay? Thank you. Your
Yes.
time is up. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. But about this ticket,
I don't know
Can I ask you a
about
question about the ticket? Was the ticket, did you get it after the refrigerator was on the sidewalk? 'Cause you gotta take the doors off. If you don't take the doors off the refrigerator, then they're gonna give you a summons for.
no, the doors were in my car. I walked them down to my car, which is 7 houses up. And the guy blocked me, so I had to wait. And they actually put garbage in my refrigerator. It's a brand new refrigerator.
Oh,
So-
give it to.
Just talk to Mr. Goldberg, okay? I'm trying to see what we can do.
I'm just telling you, like, there was a bumper, there was a car accident. This guy's bumper got ripped off the back of his car because they won't pay the police to be there to direct traffic.
Try to get to the bottom of that, okay? Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time. Anybody else from the public wishes to address the council?
Yeah, hello, my name is Ann Swarloff. I am
258
the Chair of the
55
Environmental Commission
I
here.
had breath, I had surgery.
I'm here again. In July, I sent a recommendation from our Environmental Commission
Oh,
for the City Council to pass a resolution against the CPV power plant that's proposed for Woodbridge, which will, if built, will be one of the largest polluters
I don't
in the
want to give
state.
this
And we will be
this
affected.
most idiotic thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Will be
On my
negatively
block cap,
affected.
I know exactly where to put my garbage.
I was told
And Ivan promised me he was going to
after
phone me back
3
3
months
days ago about this.
that
I
the
shouldn't even be
council
having babies.
was not going to
I come here with a
pass
cripple,
such
so
a
like, you know what I
resolution.
mean?
And by the way, 10 other local communities have done that. Highland Park, South Brunswick, Edison. I don't even have the complete list, but there are a lot of, Franklin, right, have passed for similar resolutions. And I just want a reason. Why won't we do it? Why won't New Brunswick pass a resolution objecting to this? Can I have an answer?
This situation was brought up before to the council, and at that time, the council have decided that we don't have the jurisdiction to tell, they took the stand of tell another city on how to run their business, and at that time also, I also disclosed that I was opposed to that.
Thank you.
And I still oppose to that, personally. I am
Appreciate
not,
that.
so that was the reason, at the time, that was the decision of the council. What I could say to you is that I don't know if our positions have changed, but I could try and bring it up again, but it might be the same. That's the most that I could ask, I would tell you.
I would very much appreciate
And
it.
just, it might, we saw at the same at the end that we don't agree on doing that, but I will commit myself to ask and see where we are.
When are we going to start listening to the fact that the environment is a really big problem? And this is a huge issue for us. thank you. That's all I can ask for. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public wishes to address the council?
Good evening, once again, council members, Charlie Cradaville, and a lot to respond to. So, for the record, on the crime map, after not updating the map for a full month, the morning after I spoke at this microphone exposing that, the crime map was updated for the first time minimum. Also want to note that at the last meeting you told me questions for the police have to be put in writing, but I pushed back and you said, you know what, those questions that you gave me, we will get you a response by the next meeting. And what you said was also that if you got the information sooner than the meeting, that you would share it with me before the meeting. It sounds like it was sent to you today, and I didn't get it. So I just want to set the record straight that...
I was working, Mr. Cradaville, and during the time that I work, I cannot do city business.
I understand. And Captain and Deputy Director Miller is paid over $200,000 a year to work for us.
That was me. I was the one who offered you that. So I take blame for that. I apologize.
I don't want you to apologize to me. I want you to make the police do their job. I want you to make the police be transparent. And so, no. Here, at the last meeting, you told me that questions for the police need to be put in writing. I have here. This is for you, Madam. May I? You'll see the press release about the incident that made international news. Was sent to me and dozens of other journalists. And then you'll see Wednesday, January 25, I asked 3 questions. Was the suspect arrested, released, issued on summons? No response. I follow up. Thursday, January 26, I asked the same 3 questions. No response. So how can I square that with what the council's telling me that the proper way to get answers to my questions is to put them in writing and put them to the police department? When I do that, I get 0 response. Is this acceptable to you?
Please, excuse me. Again. Thank you.
Yes, I knew you'd say something to
Thank
me.
you. Thank you. No, I'm just reminding you.
No, like I said, I knew you'd
Thank
say
you.
something to me. You always, like I said, color. I already know.
Thank you. I thank you.
Lynn.
So, Mr. Cradaville, I don't know, I know the press release was sent to different news outlets and from the Board of Education, from the city, everywhere this has been addressed. There might be the reason, that sometimes you cannot get the answers that you would like to hear because there is an open investigation, there's some other things in that investigation that they cannot release.
May I reclaim my time, or can you pause the clock at least?
I don't know.
I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but I also want to be able to use my 5 minutes to bring up the issues I think are important.
So let's do this. So I'm going to remain quiet. I'm not going to answer any of your questions until you finish your statement. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, I just want to note that the police have not been responsive, and that's not what we're seeing. We're not hearing an excuse of, oh, it's an open investigation, Charlie, we can't answer those questions. We're seeing no response. It's what we call ghosting someone. And that's unacceptable. The press release was sent with the deputy director's name on it, his phone number. If you have questions, contact him. I did. No answer. And again, we're seeing more gaslighting and gamesmanship with these basic questions I asked 2 weeks ago that I can't even get the answers to because there's a miscommunication. And I just find this all unacceptable. I'll also note that there's been another MBHA meeting that's canceled. I'd like to hear from you if you know why. What's that about? I know Mr. Clark was down in Atlantic City, or on the Atlantic City call the next day, but New Brunswick couldn't get the meeting together to discuss the Sears project again. I also want to note the Board of Ed does have a liaison on this council. He's the only member that's not here tonight, Glenn Fleming. And I also want to share with the council 2 documents that are from the Middlesex County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. Thank you, Madam Clerk. So these are documents related to the sexual harassment lawsuit against Glenn Fleming, which for some reason, inexplicably, this city government asked the JIF to insure and indemnify Mr. Fleming. And even though the case has nothing to do with the city, and the city is not a defendant, Mr. Shammy told you that whenever a case comes in, it goes to the JIF. How does this case come in? You'll see one letter to Mr. Shammy that says, quote, "You have requested that the fund defend and indemnify the city official in a lawsuit." Can he explain why he said he knew nothing about the case and apparently was the one who asked them to indemnify Mr. Fleming for his sexual misconduct lawsuit? And by the way, they're cutting him off after $10,000. That's what the other letter says. I'd like to hear responses, please.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you.
Yeah, I believe you said you'd respond.
Time is up.
You're not going to respond.
I'm going to respond to you right after. In terms of what even if you don't believe it was a miscommunication. I was ready. I thought that he was going to do it. It wasn't intentional. That's what I'm saying.
I'll talk to you after the
I don't
thing.
feel that way. Yes.
Brittany, Livingston Avenue. I'm here to address that the last meeting had to leave a little few minutes early, and I believe some of the people that support me came out to the hall and said, you know, some of the city council members or somebody specifically said that I lied about the police coming out to our homes for a so-called wellness check that has never happened in the city of New Brunswick, and I was believed to be called a lie. So whenever you guys are ready, I can show you or email it to you that the police actually showed up to the residents, to the workers' homes for a so-called wellness check. And I'm sure in light of African American History Month, you watch the news and see the police kill people all the time for, well, black people all the time for little to nothing, but yet and still you send the police to their house for a so-called wellness check, having no reason to lie at all. I was also informed that before I came in today that I was being threatened to be written up if I keep coming up here saying things. Not really sure if it's true, but I just want to say that, you know, and also with African American History Month, you're looking at. I'm the first woman to ever drive for the city of New Brunswick, and I'm proud of it. I have no really ill will towards this company. I just want what I've earned. And also there's people behind me. I just don't speak for myself. This is issues of a collective group. So I'm not really sure where all the negativity comes from. And as you can see with me standing here and also an employee of the city of New Brunswick, that means the system has failed me completely, has failed the workers completely. Because have you ever thought about why would one of your workers have to come to city council in front of the people that we serve just to make complaints for the company that we work for, on top of having a bargaining system, a bargaining agreement system? That means you failed. You guys make up rules as you go along, you send out threats, you make the work environment extremely hostile. I feel like you retaliate on things when you don't want to hear the truth, because you guys are doing things behind the scenes, and when it's brought to the light, now you want to retaliate against the person that's bringing it to light. I'm happy to be an African-American CDL driver who is not ignorant. I guess you feel that way because of the color of my skin. But I'm happy to serve the city of New Brunswick. I was born here. I was raised here. My family is crawling in the city, probably off the backs of some of my family members here. I didn't just wake up and move to New Brunswick one day. My family is deeply rooted in this city, and I serve the city. A lot of little girls see me driving that truck, and they get excited. That's what I work for. It's not to come in here to impress any of you. You damn sure don't pay enough, so I'm not doing it for you, but it's just sad to see that you guys will negatively fight back against someone that's trying to show light on things that need to be done down in the city of New Brunswick, especially in the Department of Public Waste. We work for people such as Tom Valenti, and a lot of people don't even know who he is. You don't care to even say hello to the people that are out here in the, you know, the snow, the rain, the cold, to pick up your garbage. If we really followed the rules that you guys set in place, where there's 3 bags per meter, there will be a lot of garbage still left out here and a lot more tickets given out. We still take extra garbage that we're not supposed to take because, you know, we're just here to get the job done, and asking for a raise is so far-fetched. This is just a problem of humanity. You guys don't have it. And I'm going to continue to fight until this is looked at into a higher level beyond the mayor, because nobody's looking into it. You don't care. And it's just really sad that I have to waste my free time to come down here and pretty much repeat myself. I've given up with trying to get answers from you guys, because look how you just did Mr. Crediteville. You take the proper channels, as did I, and what happens? Nobody wants to hear it until I come down to city council, and now I'm looked at as the bad person. It's really a shame. In this company, you can't work hard to get higher and do better. These positions are passed down from family members, your husbands, your wives, your daughters, your kids, your grandkids. They get passed down these positions. We can't work hard to earn a position. There's no leverage here, there's no promotions here until you guys are in a hot seat and try to promote people behind the scenes to make you guys look good. There's nothing here. I'm pretty sure, you know, when you first started, you gave yourself a $10,000 raise, you and your assistant. I mean, where's our raise? We can't get a raise to even afford to live in the city of New Brunswick. I mean, Thomas Valenti, he's director of 2 departments. That's double dipping, isn't it?
Thank you for your comments. Mr. Shami, do you mind reading the part, because nobody was targeting anybody specific. It was a general statement. Can you read the part that she's referring to? So she
Yes,
knows
please,
what we said?
while I'm standing here.
Thank you.
Sure. Madam Council
Before we
President.
continue to the next.
It's revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Section 2.08.160. The President of the Council may request the Department of Police to designate a police officer to serve as Sergeant at Arms at council meetings. He or she shall carry out all orders and instructions given by the presiding officer for the purpose of maintaining decorum and order at the council meetings. I also read 2.08.150, which is manner of addressing the council. Upon recognition by the chair, the person shall proceed to the floor, give his or her name and address in an audible tone of voice for the record. Statements are addressed to the presiding officer of the council and not to any member thereof. He or she shall limit his or her statement to 5 minutes unless further time is granted by the council.
And the other part, then?
The other part, I wasn't reading it, but I'll state it again. I said, while members of the public in a public forum have the ability to come to a city council meeting and express their opinion, those members of the public who are also employees of the city, okay, are expected to hold themselves out as employees of the city with the due respect of their fellow co-workers and subordinates or superiors. And that disrespectful manner, disrespectful statements made in a public forum does not alleviate them of the ramifications of a potential charge against an employee for conduct of becoming a city employee or insubordination. The City of New Brunswick takes very seriously the conduct of its employees because they are representatives of the city. And I said that whether you're in a public forum or on the street, and I'll add to that, dealing with a member of the public, we expect that our employees conduct themselves with all due respect for the fellow residents, city residents, property owners, and people here at a meeting, whether they be other members of the public, their superiors, or co-workers.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public wishes to address the council? See none?
Second.
I forgot about something.
No.
Councilmember
Not at this
Anderson.
time because you can, but we will
Yes.
come back to you.
Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskins.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Yes. Council Vice President Egan. Council President Escobar.
Yes.